Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Heart's Frontier. This is the week starting January 4th, and this is going to be our weekly reading for the week. Week. All right. So I'm going to use Earth Magic cards to pull the piles. It's been an interesting week. I've been hearing like one path of stories and another path of stories. So I thought what I would do is do two piles for once. Okay, so I'm going to show you what these cards are, and then you're going to choose which pile you feel most drawn to. So there's Dragonfly, which is emergence. And then there's River, which is movement. So Dragonfly or River this week? Awesome. Okay, so we're going to start with pile number 1, Dragonfly. So already with this group, I'm feeling like there's something coming out. There's something coming up for you that feels like it just has to be dealt with. Something that I'm hearing that you've been waiting a long time for. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, we see signs. So maybe that you're missing some signs, and maybe that you're not seeing some signs. It might be things happening around you that, you know, if you're used to seeing a certain, say a certain number or animal or something, you're used to seeing that. And so you're looking out and you're like, okay, where is it? Where is it? And you're not finding it because the universe is giving you actually different signs on the way. So it seems as though you might be really wanting something to work out a certain way or waiting for a specific sign, and you need to widen your view to what else that sign could be. This is a new deck actually that I'm using. It's called Divine Abundance. So it really felt like some of your comeuppance that you might be receiving this week would be to do with career. And I'm getting non-duality here. And I'll read what it says. It says, let your authentic humanity shine forth while also bowing to the inner divine. You can become fluent at doing both. So this feels like you've been very all or nothing, black and white, kind of a my way or the highway sort of attitude, but I'm not sure what it's relating to. It feels like perhaps your home environment, maybe some relationships. It's like my way or the highway. That's, you know, this is the way it's going to work because I know best. And this is sort of like the universe letting you know that you can actually relax. You can let go of needing to figure it out because it's actually getting figured out on your behalf. It's getting figured out for you. And all you're ever doing is responding to the signs as you see them. It may not feel like that always. It may feel like the pressure is on us to be, you know, like perfect humans or superhuman or what have you. And truly, like, you can let go of that burden. That doesn't have to be with you. It also feels like you've been wearing a mask of some kind to show like, I've got this, or also to show that you know, can do it all. There's something about it that you're feeling like a lot of pressure to do everything, to do it all at once. I'm getting a lot of like chest tightness and chest pain. So it feels like a sticky kind of chest pain. And it feels sort of like that heart racing, not so sure of yourself kind of feeling. And a lot of it also feels like self-doubt. Okay. You also have awakening. It says, oh my Lord, wake me from life as a spiritual sheep. May I hear you through my own instincts and common sense. Yeah, I'm really getting the sense here that you're like overthinking something. Like you're trying to get to a certain place or achieve something, but you're overthinking the how to do it, and things might not happen in that same order that you were imagining. That's what I'm getting, is that the order of things is changing. The order of things might be changing just this week, or it might be that these are the things you're realizing this week. So I'm hearing both. Okay. Oh, this is so great. You got the High Lord of Gratitude and Service, which is all about humility. So what is it right now that you need to be humble about, I'm wondering. That's what I'm really curious, because it says selflessness, humility, and conscious action. So it's either something that you've been stagnant towards, like a project, or something you've not been humble towards. And for that, I'm feeling relationships, that it's based in relationships. Something about your humility is affecting maybe how you let yourself open up to others. Feels like you need to be letting go of some of the ego if you're going to be able to trust people with some of the stresses that you have on your plate right now. Then we also have Queen of the Light. So this is what I feel you're moving towards, pile 1. It says illumination, enlightenment, and celebration. So perhaps just think about if you were to embrace all that is, like good and bad right now, then could you actually feel that sense of enlightenment? Could you, get into that feeling of celebration, even just for a moment, to say, okay, I've got this, or yeah, okay, I'm gonna, this is seeming like a really interesting group. Something that, is coming in for me is that there's just something a little bit off for you, feeling off for you right now. That's how I'm feeling trying to read this energy. There's something just missing from the equation. I don't know what that is. Something that's missing. What is missing? What is missing? What is missing? Okay. Yeah. So what you're missing is, I'm just getting the glimpse from those cards. They didn't really need to come out individually. What you're missing is a feeling of like awareness about your purpose. There's some sort of connection to how you want to be living, like the real reason that you feel you're here on this earth and what's happening around you currently. So even if you think there's not a connection there, like try looking deeper to, one example here coming up for me is that someone is wanting to be a part of like a charity, is wanting to, to do well for a charity of some kind. And so it's like, if you're not doing something actively towards that right now, you're seeing it as if you're not putting any energy towards it. But actually, if you were to look at, the whole big scheme of your life, if there's something else that you need to do right now, that might be getting you in a better position to be helping that charity, if that makes sense. So maybe that's the right intention and you can still be looking fondly and looking forward to that. But before that, you might have other steps of things that are going to help you grow and help you understand yourself better, so you are actually better positioned to meet that goal where it's at. I think often we get goals and ideas in our minds and have a hard time with landing them as to where they need to go. So it feels either like people put them in a that's never going to happen box, or they might be like me and put them in a, okay, I'll just add that onto my extremely large list, box, which that's only helpful if you can manage your own expectations and your own discipline, really. It does come down to discipline. Yeah, so here we have the victim. This is a card, it's displaying a character trait that you need to be aware of this week. So it says playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity and an inability to maintain personal boundaries. And what I'm feeling this is actually is not maintaining your own boundaries by saying that you're gonna lend yourself to too many places. And then, you realize that you're spread too thin. And so it feels like where you can move to, this light attribute, says prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. So it feels like once you learn this for yourself, and this victimhood has been a kind of underlying theme for some of the piles for the last few months. So maybe that some of you are really going through quite a time of breaking that pattern. When you realize that, you're asking for support in a way that feels like, pity, or in a way that doesn't work with your own boundaries, then it's up to you to find that responsibility and self-ownership to say, this doesn't work for me. I need to make my own destiny, or I need to take action. I feel as though because really this group, we started on something, emergence. So the dragonfly being a symbol of transformation, and maybe that you're just at that point of being able to stop playing the victim. And then we have the gambler, and I'm curious whether right now you're actually breaking some sort of addiction patterns. It may be that you've got some behaviors that really feel more like addictions, like they've just been like possessing you, or compulsive, it feels like. Just please know that you're safe and you can begin to break those bonds whenever you decide to, and the power is entirely yours, entirely. If you are looking for some support with that, you can absolutely reach out to me. I would love to help you. I'm going to see what the angels are going to be protecting you with this week. I'm also getting the feeling like, okay, yeah, it says balance here. So when you focus yourself on balance, I really feel like it's almost like you're a whole other person. Feels like right now you've been a little quiet, and potentially you've also been feeling a little frustrated with yourself for taking time towards something. So it's either this project or relationship, like something you need to say, or like an apology, or it might also just be for pausing and relaxing. So it may be that you've been avoiding pausing or relaxing. Those are the options I'm hearing here. And so then I asked, what is going to come out of that? So what is going to come out of when you find balance? Can that be this week? Can you actually make time this week to find balance, to bring yourself to at least one step towards balance? Often we know the things that we need to shift in order to get there, and it's the fear of accepting, what if I was balanced, then I would have to do more, then more and more and more, right? So if you accept that the actions you're taking are exciting to you and in full alignment, then that piece doesn't really come into play. I often find people are stressed about balance, and myself included. I've been stressed about balance when I'm stressed about being unhappy once I am balanced. So once I balance the schedule, you know, am I then going to be feeling good about what I did? Because if not, then what's the point? Like, what's the point of organizing the chaos? And this is something I'm really feeling with this group as well. But please know that the more and more that you bring your life into alignment and actually take those actions, the more and more you will be happy to find that balance, and it will naturally come in, because it's like if you have something really good in your life, you want to make sure the rest of your life can feed that properly. If you don't have anything that really, you know, sets your heart on fire, then it's a lot more easy to stay out of balance. So that might be a hard thing to wrap your head around this week. That might have been a little bit of like a bold statement or something to your mind, but please know you're just going to figure it out in good time. So if that's striking a chord, then it may be that this message continues on with the next different readings that you watch. So what's coming out of this once you find that balance is power, new love, and music. So what I'm hearing here with the music is that it's actually celebration, and that you're going to feel like singing. Like it's something about when you move, whatever these parts are that you're aware of already, whatever these parts are that need to be shifted, you're going to feel like singing. It's going to feel like a joyous occasion. So yeah, power, new love, and music. That sounds like a good thing, right? Even if you're already in a loving relationship with someone, it could be a renewal of that love, a deepening of that love. I never want anyone to see the new love card and get scared that, you know, some new partner is going to come in, they're going to have to do a breakup or something. All right, so that's this pile 1. Seems like you have a lot going on, a lot to chew on, but it also feels to me like truly, I see 616 on the clock right now for any twin flame watchers. Yeah, if you see anything coming up this week that feels like it's insurmountable, just remember that you can do this because you know what's coming on the other side of finding that balance. And you know that in order to get balanced, you need to be investing your energy into things that bring you ultimate happiness, and the rest will balance towards that, not the other way around. It's not like find all the balance so then you can enjoy yourself. It really needs to be how can you enjoy yourself, and then how can you, like, then the balance will come, right? Because you're going to want to make sure your life can fulfill and balance out those things. I use the word balance a lot. Hopefully that all made sense. Let me know, drop a comment down below and let me know whether this is resonating with you. And if it's not, you can either choose the other pile or choose any of the other readings that I've got on the YouTube. So thank you so much, pile 1. Now we're moving on to pile number 2, which is river. movement. It's funny, I could have labeled this like a divine masculine, divine feminine reading because it totally does correlate to a lot of those things. I'm going to be starting some videos for the twin flame journey or for, for more love readings and things like that in the future. So probably the near future is what I'm hearing, but that kind of makes me get all sheepish. So we'll just save it for when I start doing that. Okay. So now pile 2, river and movement. This week for you, I'm feeling like a good energy. It feels like, it's funny, it feels like contrastingly to pile 1, it feels like you're actually really lining up with your purpose. Feels like things are kind of flowing for you. I'm going to use some different cards than I even used for pile 1 because it feels like, yeah, you've just got a different thing headed. This movement might be that things have felt really, really fast for you lately. But I don't feel like you're crumbling under the pressure. That's not what it feels like. It just feels like you're like, okay, this is a lot, this is moving pretty fast. Okay, what does pile 2 need to feel? Okay, this makes sense. It says view from above. So get the big picture. Yeah, so sometimes when we move a little quickly in life, we kind of forget to take stock of what the big picture is. And so this is the type of thing that if left untended for months, you get to, the end of the season, say, and realize there was a bunch of things that got missed, or there was a bunch of things that just didn't happen effectively because you didn't put your energy or attention on them. It may be that this year has been going by really quickly for you already, and you're like, well, I missed the boat for New Year's planning, so I'm just going to keep rolling with it because that's working fine. But I am going to urge you to stop, take time for yourself, look at your plans, and really feel into them, because just writing them down or just, telling one person about the things that you want to do this year probably isn't enough. Like, you really need to spend some time with the imagining of it and the feeling of it. It feels like you're being asked to dream a little bit more. I'm also getting the idea that you also need to carve out time to recover from this current transition you're making. You're going to need to actually make space to recover and honor that. That's funny. I got honor your energy right after I said honor that. So there you go, extra validation. Honoring your energy right now is key because it also feels like you're about to have like an exciting year. It feels like you've got some good things planned, some good, like personal projects. It feels like you're seeing a vision for yourself this year, things that you just really excited for that you can open yourself up to now. But it doesn't feel as though it's grounded and like weighted in the real world yet, which is fine. But it also kind of behooves you to like do some of the work, and that's what it's asking you to do right now. It says use your creativity. So here it's like the cup overflowing. So it may be that you also entrust other people to support you. Like, it may be that you're the one climbing up to that middle cup there to just to stand out a little bit more. It feels like it feels like you've been waiting for this energy for a long time. And now that it's here, like, you want to be grateful for it and actually move forward with things and not leave them. Yeah. So one way that you're going to be able to stay grounded is if you find some nature this week. And it may just be finding a brief moment with nature. It may be that you don't have, the space for more, but extend it, say, double past the time that you thought, because at least that is showing extra commitment than, what you had planned. Yeah, so it's really all about sacred expression. This is the sacred self. It says express your gifts. I'm getting the sense that a few things are going to need to shift in order for you to be able to express yourself fully, like in the way that you truly want to show up in this world. And so I'm going to invite you right now to take a little list and just jot down a couple of those things. Like, it feels like you already know some of the things that need to be dealt with in order for you to feel like you're rocking it again. it doesn't feel like you've been gone for long, and you might not resonate with feeling as though you've gotten, off the path at all. It just feels like there's been a lot of movement, and that, now in this time where you're taking a break to listen to this video, or maybe you just have it on in the background, and so this is going to take you away from what you're doing. I think it would just be a good thing to write down what it is you truly want, the core of what you want for this week moving forward. That way you have something to anchor you in, because the danger of this type of exciting, forward-moving energy is that you can continue, and if you don't continue bringing it back into yourself or reflecting and celebrating, then you can lose touch with the why that you're doing it, and therefore your motivation, therefore your energy, therefore blah, blah, blah. And so one way to get ahead of that is to write down what it is that you really want to promise to yourself, and just make sure you accomplish that so that you feel like yourself by the end of the week. Feels like if you don't ground some of your thoughts at the beginning of the week, by the end of the week you could kind of feel spinny. But if you do some of that work and just be present with your mind and get yourself sorted and figured out, then by the end of the week you're going to be able to go with the flow of that movement. It's not going to feel like a wave crashing into you. You're going to feel like you're riding the waves. So that's the difference. It's like they're coming anyway. Nothing bad's going to happen either way, but you'll just feel better. You'll feel more stable if you do take care of your dreams and spend a little bit more time feeling into them rather than simply writing them down, right? I'm going to do one more. I think some goddess guidance. Just got someone with some bass going on outside, so I don't know if you need to listen to some bass or whether you've played music in the car lately. That could be a sign for you. It's funny. It was like very distracting, low bass, like, yeah, I don't know. We all know people who have low bass in their cars, we know what that's like. Okay, so this is what you're getting to focus on. Pile 2 is Vesta, home. So this says your household situation is improving either through a move or through a healthy change in the occupants. I'm also going to say this could be relating to your home within yourself. So it may be that you are moving. There's lots of people in my sphere who are moving lately, like just a really large number. It may be that you're moving, and so you're noticing all the changes that comes with. But just know that you've been riding the movement of this pretty well so far, and it hasn't knocked you down yet. So just trust that you can keep going with it, and do make sure you find some time to like sit and reflect and be with the feelings of what you're inviting in for the future. It may also be that you're finding that you're able to come home within yourself more frequently. And so this is a very large topic. Like finding home within yourself is quite a big mission, like a life mission for many people. But it may just be that you're uncovering a layer of yourself and standing in it more truthfully. So it's just like a new layer of your own development is what it feels like. So there you go, pile 2. As always, if you would like to book in for a session with me, I still have a little bit of space for Align Your Life and for the Look Ahead into 2021 videos. Those are sessions, so they're one-on-one sessions. Align Your Life, just reach out to me. We can talk about it. It's a workbook, it's a process, and it takes like minimum 4 weeks to go through, but I'm flexible on how long it takes people. And then the Look Ahead to 2021 is like a 2-hour, 12-month breakdown of what your year is going to look like. And they're so fun and they're just so interesting. Like you can just get so much information out to people. And I'm just really excited to see how, check in halfway through the year and see how things are going, if it lines up. And, I know mine always do. So I've done them for others and they always do, but it's always just so fascinating to me how that works and how it comes to pass. Sometimes we wouldn't know. I called that there would be some sort of shift relating to something and we wouldn't have thought that that would be it, right? So I love that about them, and you can book that down below. And so this is your weekly reading, and we will see you soon. Take care. Bye.